We've brought it up a couple times. It's an exciting word. We're excited to talk about it. Phygital. Here's this story. It comes to us on Explica. I can't even say it properly. Link will be in the newsletter, folks. .co. The story is just talking about some predictions for what the retail sector will be like after the pandemic, and I think some may argue during as well, because we're in for a bit of a long run, and there's going to be different approaches to it. But this one talked about, again, that fun word, phygital, where it says it's not just about the omnichannel, but rather a symbiotic relationship that understands the advantages of each channel served to optimize interaction between customers and retail. Okay, Dan, phygital, give me your nickels worth here.
Phygital is, these guys, Phygital is this convergence of physical and digital, and or this sort of symbiotic relationship between physical and digital. This article tries to separate Phygital, the physical and digital space, separate it from omnichannel, and depending on your understanding of omnichannel, the definition of omnichannel, Phygital is very similar to that. I think the biggest thing that I took in this article, was the idea that you have to create this unique presentation in every channel of the business. And when we think about omnichannel, we talk about this synonymous experience, that it's the same digitally as it is physically or in your brick and mortar store. And this Phygital, I think they're hoping to get a buzzword out of this thing, because they're saying, if you don't remember this word or this term, here it is again. But it's the idea that, or the belief, the mantra, that each space, digital and physical, must have its own personality, must have its own unique offering or way of doing business. And when I talk about this retail drive, that to make this work, you've got to create this experience that brings two worlds together. And for me, it's still omnichannel. And omnichannel, one singular channel that allows me to deliver my customer experience. In this example, we're saying you've got to create experiences that combine these two worlds, in an accurate way, designing relevant, and different elements for each channel. And I don't know if it necessarily has to be a different experience on each channel, but if I'm shopping, on my couch in my nutsack underwear, I maybe don't need the same experience as I do when I walk through your front door. I'm looking for something that maybe is more streamlined, but I still want to be treated with the respect and admiration that I would get as I walk through your front door. And in fact, we've created this opportunity to speak to that digital customer, that online customer, in a more personal way now. I was looking at You Suck at Golf. You Suck at Golf is a new brand in the US. Maybe it's not too new, but they've got some funky stuff. And we were looking at some of their golf gear for an event that we're doing. Okay. And I moved something into a cart to try to understand what that experience looked like on their site. Yeah. Well, when I closed my browser, about 3 minutes later, I got a text message, from a guy named Matt saying, "Hey man, you left without buying. Can I give you a discount to buy?" But it was like, it was personalized in that, they knew who I was already. Right. And if we don't recognize that, we need to quickly do. And then they get the 24-hour email back. So there's this connection that needs to happen in that space to make me feel important. And that's what that was doing. Yep. Saying, hey, it's important for you to reach out to us. It's important for us to connect with you. We don't want to lose you as a customer, even though they didn't have me yet.
Here's a question for you. Small retailer, brick and mortar, abandoned cart. They're walking out no bags in hand.
Right.
What are some ideas that retailers can, you just explained a great setup of what happens when you digitally abandon a cart.
Yeah.
What should be happening in the brick and mortar retail with that exact same problem?
Rob, the challenge that we have in brick and mortar today, our focus is so heavily weighted on the sale that we lose track of the experience, the wow. I go back to one of my favorite cultural stories ever, the Seattle fish market and the fish philosophy and, their 4 core values, play, have some fun in the store, be there, connect with people, right? Create a memory. And what we don't do, pardon me, in our brick and mortar store is focus on the memory. Not everybody that walks in the store is ready to buy right now. Everyone that walks in the store is in a different phase. They may be dreaming, they may be exploring, they may be selecting, but we don't know that. And if our emphasis is only on, hey, this is what's on sale, hey, buy this, hey, buy this, it doesn't create a good experience. And that follow-up, that making a memory for someone, you've heard this 1,000 times, the wow experience. I want people to walk out of my store and go, wow, that was I didn't buy anything.
Right.
But damn, I needed to. I'll tell you a quick story.
But it's
I've told this story 100 times. Yeah, they left with an empty cart. One of the biggest mistakes people make is the greeting. It is the lack of a greeting. And there's 2 kinds of greetings that happen in your store. There is the greeting when someone walks in, and then there's the exit greeting. And the exit greeting is the most important greeting of all. It's how you say goodbye, to your best friend. And so we moved here to Alberta in 2007. For the first time, Marlene and I are in Banff. We're going, up and down Banff Avenue. And you know how many stores are on Banff Avenue? I mean, it's a crazy amount of stores. And I get this feeling after the first 5 or 6 stores, like they don't care. Like everybody's a tourist. Everybody's a tire kicker. Nobody gives a crap.
Playing the numbers game. You're here once.
Yeah. And so I said to Marlene, let's play a game. Let's go into every store. And the first store that exit greets us, the first store that acknowledges us leaving, not coming, but leaving, we're going to buy something, right? Awesome. And if it's a girl store, a woman's store, you buy something, a guy store, I'll buy something. Man, oh man, we started, I don't know, maybe at Caribou or whatever in Banff, and we walked in every frickin' store without getting sometimes not an entrance greeting, not a good morning, good day, how are you, but no exit greetings. Nobody gave a shit that we were in and out of their store. We went up one side of Banff Avenue, about halfway down the other, and we walk in the store, we do the trail, and we're walking out the door, and this girl from behind the counter says, hey guys, thanks for coming in today. I hope you have an awesome day. And that's what it took. That's the exit greeting.
Back you in.
I mattered. Yep. Turned around and Marlene bought a piece of jewelry.
Nice.
Not a cigar store, not a wine store, jewelry store. But it's the power of the greeting that does that, and that's what connects you to your customer. And I think later on we're going to talk about one of the steps in the wealthy retailer system. The greeting and the engagement of your customer is what drives your business. And there's far too much emphasis on sales today. And this is what happens. In your brick and mortar store, people are walking out with an empty cart and you have no way to follow up with them because you didn't create a connection with them while they were in your store.
Well, that I'm sure I'm going to butcher the line, but that saying of they may not remember exactly what you say, but they'll sure remember how you made them feel.
How you made them feel, yeah, 100%.
Just the power of that. Like, even though they're empty cart, they're walking out, but if you left them with a good feeling coming back, I like the chances of them coming back your way.
Rob, this is why we work so hard to create ambassadors for our stores, not customers. I don't need customers in my store. I need ambassadors. Ambassadors both buy, and promote. And so when someone leaves my store, when you leave my store, I want you to say to someone, oh, you got to go check out, Twig and Berries. You got to go check out CRS. You got to go talk to Lindsay at Bella Moss because, it's the greatest experience ever. And I use this, in coaching sometimes, how often do you ask someone for a recommendation for a restaurant? Hey, I've got some friends coming into town. Where should we go for dinner? Oh, you got to go to Sorrentino's, St. Albert. You got to go to Sorrentino's. You got to go to Buco. Well, where do you go? Buco. Yeah. Right? I trust you.
Right.
And so the same thing, I need a dress. I need a pair of jeans. I need a polo. I need a bag. Where should I go? It's that ambassadorship that pushes me to that store. And if we focus on creating ambassadors, we generate our own traffic. We generate our own opportunities.